So as we started the service earlier and lit the candle for it, I wanted to remind you that we're lighting the candle for peace this week, and that progress towards what we call Christmas, what some people call the awakening of the Christ consciousness, the birth, depending on where you come from in your spiritual traditions. It can mean a lot of different things. We're also going to celebrate Hanukkah. On the 18th starts the first day of Hanukkah, and we're going to celebrate Kwanzaa in that coming period too. There's a lot of world traditions that come together for the renewing of light at this time and the renewing of peace. And what I wanted to talk to us about today is that peace that we understand, that we can get glimpses of when we're in our meditations and those times of prayer apart. But also the peace that's really important is the peace in the midst of it all. The peace in the conflict, the peace in the turmoil, the peace in chaos. And hasn't there been chaos and turmoil in our society and our world as of late? I cannot not grieve when I read about our brothers and sisters in the Ukraine and what they're experiencing, and in conflicts all around the world, right here in our own city. How much pain exists on a daily basis. So how do we hold this, understand peace in the midst of all of the drama and the trauma and the conflict? As a good friend of mine said earlier, sometimes I just want to slap people. and we've all been there. Let's be honest, right? We've all been there where we just want to go, yeah, just haul off and slap them. And that is only bringing more violence into the situation, right? I notice it with my children and in me, right? When my children get angry, they get hostile. And I wonder where they got that from. But it is normal for all of us to have that first initial reaction to life, to reaction to being told no, to the reaction to it not going our way, the reaction to the pain of a loss. What is amazing, though, is that we don't have to react. We can choose to respond in peace and as peace. I'm going to share with you this quote from Mahatma Gandhi. Peace is not the absence of conflict, but the ability to cope with it. You each have that ability to cope with it. What muscle we really need to build is our muscle of serenity, our muscle of peace.
I will stay true, even when the lies come. My heart remains true, even when my thoughts don't line up. I will stand tall on each promise I made. Let the rest fade away. There's a peace far beyond all understanding. May it ever set my heart at ease. Dare anxiety come, I remember peace is a promise I keep. Peace is a promise I keep. I will stay true, even in the chaos. My heart remains true, even when my mind wreaks havoc. I will be still For I'm what's in my heart song. There's a peace far beyond all understanding. May it ever set my heart at ease. What anxiety fails to remember is peace is a promise I keep. Peace is a promise I keep. Love is peace to a restless soul. Peace when my thoughts wage war. Peace to an anxious heart. That's what love is. That's what love is. Love is peace when my fear grows bold. Peace when I feel enclosed. Peace when I lose control. That's what love is. That's what love is. I found peace far beyond all understanding. Let it flow when my mind's under siege. All anxiety bows in the presence of love, the bringer of peace. And peace is a promise I keep.
Mesa Malone, Marcus Bean. How many of us have made that promise? Right? And what I want to continue talking to us about it today is how do we really shift ourselves so that it isn't something we remember at this time of year or when it's convenient, but how do we become ambassadors of peace? True ambassadors of peace. We all say we want it in the world. We want to see peace in the world, and yet we blame and we judge and we attack with words, with thoughts, sometimes with fists, sometimes by taking all of our things and going home like a 3-year-old. It's my choice, right? They didn't do it the way I wanted them to do it, so I'm going to leave, right? We do it in our politics. You see it all over our politics. You see it all over the news. You see it all over our interpersonal relationships, our judgment against other faith traditions, our judgment against other religions, our judgment against other people. All the time. That's not who we want to be. That's not who we think we are. But if we're honest, that's how we behave, folks. And I'm including myself in it, right? I can get caught up very easily in the drama of our politics, the drama of our society, the drama of the inequity and the unfairness of the world, the pain of watching and reading about babies being slaughtered for land in Ukraine, the pain of babies being neglected and abused here in San Francisco, the pain of human beings living on the streets. All those things are violence in some ways that we all pretend aren't happening in our society. There was a homeless man out front on Friday when I was here at work. And I opened the door, and there he was standing on the street without any pants on, he had shorts or something on, and it was rainy and cold on Friday, as you remember. And he said, "Are you the minister here?" And I said, "Yes." And we invited him in. Dean and Ryan were here. We were working on something, and made him a cup of tea and a hot bagel and cream cheese, and sat and talked to him for a half hour. Right? That was not on the schedule for Friday, but it was an appointment he had. And he lives in someone's shed down Page Street. And I invited him here today. Hopefully he'll come for lunch. But the peace was to let go, for me in that moment, to let go of my to-do list, to let go of my concern about what I had to get done or what he was going to do once I invited him in. All those things that our mind tells us we have to be concerned about instead of being with another human being. It is easy to be at peace when we lock ourselves in meditation for hours every day. It is easy to go to the mountaintop and go on the peace retreat, and they're valuable. I'm not saying not to do those things. They're incredibly important for resetting our brain and for resetting our alignment. Meditation is an incredible way of resetting your brain synapses and changing your brain chemistry so that you can be at peace. But at some moment, at some point, we must come back into the world and be peace in the world. Virginia Woolf said it this way: you cannot find peace by avoiding life. Because what that is escapism. Peace is being calm and serene in the face of hostility. Peace is being strong and true, solid and anchored in the midst of the turmoil and the chaos that's flying around you. Peace is more important than being right. Damn! Peace is more important than being right. Peace is more important than being seen or acknowledged. How many of us have gotten into a snit because we felt unacknowledged and unseen? And literally a snit, right? When you look back at it, you're like, oh my God, my 3-year-old came out. Pay attention to me, pay attention to me. Peace is understanding who you are and what you bring. Peace is giving peace. You want peace? What do you have to do? Give it. You have to be it in this situation and give it away wastefully. Give it to people you may think don't deserve it. They don't deserve my serenity. They really don't. Yes, they do. You deserve your serenity. You deserve to show up like you really can be. No matter if the checks bounce, no matter if the bills don't get paid, no matter if there is fighting in front of you, pain in front of you, injustice all around you, discord doesn't have to live within you. For bringing more of that into the world is only going to bring more of that into the world. What would the world be if we were different? And I'm not saying that this is easy, because if it was easy, I would have done it already, and all of you would have done it already. But I want to give us credence for the moments we do embody that. When we do embody, exemplify, and live as peace in the world. So take a moment to remember one of them right now. Where in the midst of conflict, you got to be the peacemaker. You got to be the calm one in your family. Now, that may take a stretch, but I can remember just a couple glimpses of it, even if it's a minute, where I can bring understanding to the situation. And as we all enter the holiday season and interact with our families, isn't this what the best gift we could bring to Christmas dinner might be? That really understanding of peace and love and faith. Faith that someone other than me has the solution. Faith that I don't have to make it all work right. Faith and peace joined hand in hand to know God's got this. Whatever that divine energy, force, life within us and everywhere around us is, it doesn't require us to fix. It requires us to be the peace, to be the love, to be understanding in the situation so that we can foster peace in the world. That is work, my friends. Thomas Merton said it this way: peace demands the most heroic labor and the most difficult sacrifice. It demands greater heroism than war. Now, that may not seem logical to you, but to not fight sometimes takes much more strength than to lash out and attack. It demands greater fidelity to the truth and a much more perfect purity of conscience. Purity of conscience. To not attack when attacked, to not slap back when slapped. Strength stronger than war is something that is not logical, but heroic. That peace that can shift you from the victim to the channel of peace in an instant. That peace, as you embody it, that can make you strong because you're anchored to source, anchored to the divine presence coming up from the earth itself and filling your entire body with the wholeness of peace. Feel your feet connected to the floor right now, one or both of them. Feel yourself right now filled with the strength of the divine, coming in to fill you with wholeness, with wisdom, with love, with serenity, with unbridled focus. Who have you come here to be? You come here to be a change agent? Then change. If you come here to be an example, then be the example of love and peace, of serenity. Come here to demonstrate the strength of your divine gifts. Come here to be bliss.